Hey, what up everyone, this is MandoAllDay back with another video, and in this video I'll be doing my cosmic trial for Carnage, and shortly after I'll be going over my build guide and showing you guys what items I use with talents and trades without using an infinity point to pass cosmic trial. So without further ado, let's get right into the cosmic trial for Carnage. So the way Carnage works is he's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. He doesn't have any spirit or anything like that, which it can be good depending on the playstyle you have or you like to do, but with Carnage it's really simple. With these enemies, you use your powers. Now with these enemies here, what you want to do is you want to bring them all close together as much as possible. That way you can activate your signature power like so and just do a lot of damage and hit majority of all the enemies here. Just like so, and hopefully you kill him. If not, don't worry, because he has other powers that are really good as well too, and you pretty much kill these enemies. So it's fairly easy with these enemies. And the rotation is really simple. This is I use my A power to get closer to enemy, S, D, and F. G, I only activate my G power when I have 2 charges. The max charges is 2, so I only activate my G power when I have 2 charges. Other than that, I do not use it. Alright, so it's fairly simple with these, just hitting the enemies. The key things right now, what I'm doing is killing these tougher enemies, Hydra Vulcan mechs. A little more tougher to defeat. And then once these Hulk Busters come in right now, come to the center, signature, and just defeat all the enemies here as much as possible. And then do your A, S, D, F, G twice. And just do damage to these Hulk Busters. These are the ones that take the hardest to kill. They take a lot of damage, but don't worry, you can definitely do it with Carnage. He's pretty fun so far what I played with him. He is a bit weird. I definitely like the voice acting. The voice acting is really good. The animations are pretty good too, but the voice is really good. So that's that. So, and like I said it before, once his 3-minute mark, just start doing damage to Madam Hydra. Don't worry, those enemies will die shortly. Signature here. And the good thing about it is that your team up can actually attack the other enemy. So there you go. My team of Carnage was able to defeat the other enemy. So pretty simple, straightforward. Like I said, my A power I use it just to get into enemies, and then S is just to do a lot of damage to enemies nearby, and then just the other power is just to do other damage. So it's simple. So it's A, S, D, F, and just keep doing damage. And then easy, and then only use G when you have full charges like right now, and then G, and then A, S, D, F, signature here, and oops, sorry about that, with the medkit. That's it. So it's fairly easy rotation. Carnage is pretty strong as is. You definitely have the items to help you, but other than that, he's fun. He's cool. No, is he my new main? Honestly, probably not. But he is nonetheless. He's fun. Is he worth buying? For Eternity Splinters, yeah. For money wise, that's really up to you if you have the funds. If you have the funds, sure, why not? I bought him Eternity Splinters because I have like about over 2,000, so I figured I might as well just buy him. Make a good use of my Eternity Splinters that I've been storing for quite a while. Go away, come back here. So use G right here twice. They have max charges. Now the cool thing is my main spender's damage varies from the previous power I used. So if I use an axe power, it does a little bit of damage, different damage when I use my main spender. So keep that in mind. I will go over that in my my build guide video explaining my main spender and how that works. So don't worry about that, but it varies from the powers you use. Here and like that. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy. As I usually say, easy peasy. Someone else once said in my video they want to have a drinking game where how many times I say easy peasy. All I gotta say is I'm up for the task. Tell me what alcoholic beverage we're drinking, and I'm up for it. So go. Alright, so just go in the center, S, D, then 2 charges, G, G. Trying to get my signature activated. If not, I'll wait until the other enemies come in, like right now, and then I'll activate my signature, just like so. G. Okay, so A, D, F. So with my A, S, D, and F powers, activate them whenever you can, but I usually like to start out with A, because that way you're getting into the enemies, like this, S, then D, and F, but any rotation is doable. G, only use it when you have full max charges, which is 2. Alright, so I'm going to use my signature power here. I'm going to kill these enemies and kill these 2. Alright. G. Why is it moving? There we go. For some reason, but I was stunned. That's okay. We're almost done. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just keep doing damage to these enemies, kill them, because they can be annoying. Once you hit the 3-minute mark, then you start doing damage to Red Skull. Like right now I have 3-minute marks, and now just start doing your damage to Red Skull. Now what I like to do when it comes to the ultimate, what I usually like to do is activate the signature first, then do the ultimate, because that way my catalyst gives you, or grants you 1000 damage rating for 4 seconds. So what I do is activate my signature, then after the ultimate, that way I get that 1000 damage rating bonus, and then my ultimate power can do quite a bit of damage. Here, I wish my T-Web would come and attack this Sentinel, but it's not gonna work out that way, but it's okay. Alright, as I said it before, or you said it recently, so signature, and then right after this I'm going to use my ultimate. There we go, that's my ultimate. I think it's pretty cool looking. I wish the range was wider, but it's okay. And then just to do my cooldown powers, then G twice, and then do your main spender. So, easy peasy. Just like so. Why is my team up facing Red Skull? There you go. Face this guy. And then here, signature, and he should be done very, very shortly. He should be finished soon. So like I said, he doesn't use any spirits. His spirit is more like a shield, so it's kind of cool, I guess. So the more you have, the more shield you have.
No.
Like that. See, like I said, easy with Carnage, pretty simple. So I'll use 2 uniques and then 3 cosmic, and then to show you briefly talents and traits. Now I'll show you no infinity points were used for this cosmic trial portion. Alright, there we go. That concludes my cosmic trial. Then on to the build guide. Now on to the build guide. So the first thing we're going to look at are the artifacts. So the first artifact is Armor Supercharged Power Cell. I'm using this for the critical hit rating increase, the damage rating increase, the health increase, and +3 strength. Overall, really good stats that can benefit Carnage, especially for the +3 strength, because his main attributes are durability and strength. So overall, this artifact is really good. It gives you good points for your attributes, and as well as increase your damage rating and critical hit rating. Next is Advanced Crimson Crystal of Cedorak. I'm using this for the physical damage rating increase, health increase, and +2 strength. Overall, really good stats. And the good thing about this artifact is that it's very easily obtainable, so you should not have any issues obtaining this artifact. Next is Hydra Agent Medallion. I'm using this for the attack speed increase, +3 strength, the damage rating increase, and total defense rating increase. Really, really good stats from this medallion that can really benefit Carnage. Next is Fred Duke's Bodysuits. I'm using this for the damage rating increase, +2 strength, 1.3 less damage, which is all attacks, health increase, and +1 durability. Again, another good solid artifact. I highly recommend using this artifact for Carnage because it benefits him in every way. Next is White Suit Jacket. I'm using this for the +2 durability, the health increase, and physical damage rating increase. Now for the Forge, 800 defense, and have the blessing of Power Dupe. For Legendary, I'm using Savage Axe of Ares. I'm using this for the physical damage rating increase, a critical hit rating, brutal damage rating. There's not even a fully maxed out Legendary, but I will say with a pass Cosmic Trial without using infinity points, and not even a fully maxed out Legendary, so keep that in mind. And then for the Ring, I'm using a Cosmic Ring, which grants you critical damage rating, +3 durability, and critical damage rating. And for slots 1 through 5, I use slots 1, 2, and 4 Cosmic, and slots 3 and 5 are Carnage Uniques. For costume, I'm using Carnage Classic Costume, which in my opinion I think is the best. For Catalyst, I have it to where I become invisible for 3 seconds when we use a medkit. I gain 418 health, which is essential and important for Carnage. Well, I'll explain that in a bit. And regenerate 25% of your health up to 3,000. And symbiote protection when you use a medkit. But it also grants me +3 durability. Cosmic, after using a signature power, gain 1000 damage rating for 4 seconds. Crafted Affixes, critical damage rating as always. Cosmic bonus, 50% chance when you hit to gain 10 spirits. This also grants me 1000 defense rating, and the visual when you brutally strike, display Midtown Gold Spotlight for 3 seconds. Insignia of Quake. This grants you an aura. When you hit with any power, you and your allies gain 383 area damage for 8 seconds, which is okay, but I'm mainly using this for the Brutal Strike rating and critical damage rating increase. For Flourish, I'm using Avenger's Flourish. Looks something like that. And for the pet, I have it to where I take 3% less damage from enemy area powers. When you dodge an attack, gain 4% basic damage rating increase and 4% brutal damage rating for 12 seconds. And this also grants me +3 fighting. Now for team up, I'm using is Carnage. Kind of ironic, but yeah, I'm using Carnage as a team up. Now for the powers I use, top to bottom, left to right. Slaying Swipes, Axe Sweep, Vicious Lunge, To the Point, Axe Throw, Weeping Time, Signature, Southern Slam, and Psychotic Smash Up. Again, for infinity points, none were used. Now for the hero synergies. So the first one I use is Cable for the critical hit rating multiplier increase. Daredevil for the damage to normal and elites increase. And melee power damage increase. Dr. Doom for the signature power damage increase. Electro for the physical damage rating increase and damage to bosses increase. Hawkeye for the move speed and critical damage rating increase. Moon Knight for the critical hit rating multiplier to physical powers increase. Rogue for the health on hit, 1 symbiote protection on hit. Squirrel Girl for the damage to bosses increase. Winter Soldier for the range and melee power damage increase. And Wolverine for the brutal strike and brutal damage rating increase. Now for the talents and traits. For the first row is Cautious Carnage. So what this does is powers that spend health cost 50% less health to activate and generate 50% less symbiote protection. So what that alone right there, what that does is whenever you activate a power that consumes health, which is all my powers except for my main spender, instead of consuming, let's say the power consumed 1000 health per hit, to activate it, it consumes 500 because 50%. That's what that does. But it regenerates 50% less symbiote protection. But this also grants you a passive which increases your axe, mace, and knife powers by 15%. So I'm mainly using this for the health consumption and for the passive. For the second row is Rampage. So what Rampage does is it grants 10% extra power damage to your axe powers, restore 40% of your max symbiote protection, and gain Rampage when you activate Southern Slam, which is my A power right here. Okay, a buff effect Rampage, critical hit chance by 5% increase, and health regenerated 2% when you defeat an enemy, and the buff duration is 8 seconds. So what this does is, this talent grants you extra 10% more damage to your axe powers, restores 40% of your max symbiote, which is like, I guess you could say my spirit, when you activate Southern Slam, which is my A power. It looks something like this. There you go, right there. See that? But also 2, it gives you a buff of a rampage where it increases your critical hit chance by 5% and you regenerate health, and it lasts about 8 seconds. So overall, pretty good talent, and I highly recommend it if you're going to go with Southern Slam because of that critical hit chance, the health regeneration, and you can increase your X power damage by 10%. For the third row is deadly at any distance. So knife powers damage is increased by 10%. Blade barrage, which is irrelevant because I don't use it. Axe throws projectile burst into shards upon impact, sending all enemies in the area. So with that alone, what that does is whenever I activate axe throw, which is my G power, it hits not only the enemy, but it also bursts into shards upon impact, hitting enemies around that specific enemy. So it looks something like this. See that right there? So that's what that does. But also 2, to the point, no longer pulls enemies to you and is considered a range power, which is my F power. For the fourth row is Carnage rules. When you defeat an enemy while channeling Reaping Time, which is a signature, reduces cooldown by 1 second up to 10 seconds maximum. So what this does right there is whenever I activate my signature power and while it's channeling, any enemies that are killed while channeling my signature power, the cooldown of my signature is reduced by 1 second and the maximum is 10 seconds. So, but I'm mainly using this for the next portion, this talent. I'm using this because of this next portion, which is for 14 seconds after activating Reaping Time, aka signature, Slaying Swipes, which is my signature, gains the benefits of all weapon modes and deals 100% more damage. Reaping Time damage is increased by 10%, so it increases the damage of my signature power. But what this talent does, and this is what I like about this talent, is that whenever I activate my main spender, after using my signature power, what this does is I gain the benefits of all weapon modes. So I'll explain that in a little bit. I'll explain that right now. So what this does is Slaying Swipes powers change, so the damage changes according to the previous power you activated. So for instance, I'll read it right now. Where if my previous power was a claw, whenever I activate my Slaying Swipes, shortly after activating a claw power, I regenerate 350 per health. If my previous power is a knife and I activate Slaying Swipes, my critical hit chance is increased by 10%. And then so forth and so forth. But what this talent does is when after activating my signature power, Slaying Swipe gets the benefit of all these stats right here, which is health regeneration, critical and brutal strike chance, and total damage rating increase, to bleeding powers, and plus on top of that, the damage is increased by 100%. So friends, I'll show you guys what that means. So right now I'm going to activate the signature, but I want you to see the physical damage it does. So right now the maximum is 16,000. So, and now the damage is going to increase to now 40,000. And the best thing about this is that it doesn't consume any health or symbiote protection or anything like that. And now it's going to go back down to 11,000. You see that? Just by activating my signature power and activating my this talent. So really good talent. And last but not least is Timber. This talent grants you your axe powers to increase by 10% the damage, and axe sweep, which is my D power, damage is increased by 125%, and also the damage is increased by 125% versus vulnerable. And axe speed cooldown is increased by it has a 6-second cooldown. So without this talent, axe sweep can be activated whenever, and the total damage is 37,000. But with this talent, I have a cooldown, but also the damage is increased, so now it does the damage of the maximum 63,000, and it has a cooldown. See that? Alright, that concludes the talents and traits. Now it comes to the rotation. It's really simple. So what I usually, and I mentioned in the console trial portion of this video, is that axe throw only activated when full charges. Slaying Swipe is a main spender. So what I like to do is activate Southern Slam, Psychotic Smash Up, Axe Sweep, and To The Point. Southern Slam to get into the enemies area, and then Psychotic Smash them, just to do area damage, and then just kind of go from there. So it looks something like this. And then Main Spender, just like so. Again, it's fairly easy. And then obviously Signature, whenever it's available. But do remember though, when you activate Signature, make sure you use your Main Spender shortly after. That way you can benefit from this talent. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for Carnage. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. If you find this build guide useful for Carnage, to get into Carnage, start playing with him, because I know he came out just today, please leave it in the comment section below. Any requests for certain characters, leave it in the comment section below. If you want to keep up to date with my channel and support the channel, not only do subscribe to my channel because it helps the channel grow, but also means a lot to me as well. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for Carnage. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and on to the next one. Bye bye.